In the name of Ahmen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Ahmen we trust as the Republic of Mentellect. The true 144,000 is being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. Menzeka Aminun to all of my Mentellian brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, and to all future Mentellians who have yet to find their way home to the Republic of Mentellect, which is Amen's covenant. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you in our Mentellian language by saying to you, Menzeka Aminun. Good evening, I am your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing, can outsiders receive the word and power of Ahmen that we are sharing within the Republic of Mentellect? The answer to that question is no. No. Why? Because the very fact that you are still outside of this community that is being formed in the name of Ahmen by the power of Ahmen says that you are still with the black race. The very fact that you're standing outside of this community, outside the gates of this community that's being built, says that you still are part and parcel with the black race. Because if you are with the bright race, you're going to be standing with us. If you're with the black race, you're going to be standing outside of us. So there's no people talking about, oh yeah, brother, I'm with you. No, you're not with me. Just because you listen to the broadcast, just because you say Hail Amen, just because you like what I say, does not mean you're of the bright race or of the elect. I'm making that clear. That's why I had to do a broadcast on this. The elect is very real. The chosen is very real, and the elect are being gathered. We're not like the Israelites sitting around talking about we hope we are of the elect. We know we are the elect because there's nobody else. There's nobody else that's coming on this level. There's no one else coming with this future prophecy that I've been giving you by way of Ahmen through Mentellect. Nobody else. You tell me. You tell me. We ain't sitting back looking in the Bible and whatnot at a bunch of old stories and whatnot and backpedaling because we don't have the answers. We don't really know, and we hope we are the elect. Again, the elect is very real. The chosen is very real. And again, I broke that down to say that that represents the phoenix rising out of the ashes. The ashes represent the burnt offering, which is the black race. And the black race will be destroyed. As I said, the so-called black race will be destroyed, consumed, and consolidated into the blank race, right along with the white race. I said that. And they're going to be in a state of confusion because they're going to have, like the Israelites always kept saying, that confusion of faces because they're not going to know who they are. You're going to have so many different mixed up races within one race, which is the human race, right? You're going to have all these different races mixed in a melting pot. I told you, the white man showed you that when I put it out there, talking about how this is how the average American is going to look in 50 years, right? And they was all mulattoes, which they mean, again, American means the average human being on earth. That's what they're saying. All mixed race. They didn't have no black people there. They didn't have no white people there. They had mixed race people. This is where they're going with this, and this is being allowed to take place by way of Ahmen. And if you are standing on the outside of this covenant where the bright race will be raised and is being raised, then you are of the black race. Again, all that Hail Amen and I'm with you, brother, and it don't mean nothing. You can pray to Amen. Ain't no praying to Amen. None of that. You either went in Amen's covenant or you're not. Because Amen's covenant, Amen's community has to be separated from those who are not of Ahmen. Simple as that. Amen's covenant, Amen's community has to be separated, right, from those who are not of Ahmen. The mere fact that you are all, those of you who are listening here, and you're not joining the Republic of Mentellect, you're not sending in your letters, you're not becoming registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, that's saying what? That you still have those old Negro fears and mentality, that same old Negro fear and mentality of, oh, is this a scam? Is this real? Is he trying to take our money? That same old black mindset. That same mistrust, but yet you'll listen to the message. You'll listen to the message, but you don't trust the covenant or the leader that's putting it together. That's taking it beyond just talk. That's gathering the people together collectively after the order of Ahmen. You won't take that. You'll sit on the sidelines. Yeah, brother, I'm with you. I just got to get myself together. You're going to be getting yourself together forever. I don't heard that story before. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't care about your excuse. I don't care if you ever come. I'm not saying this to scare people into coming and goat people into coming. If you're not going to come, you're not going to come. I don't care. But if you are truly of Ahmen, you're going to be It's like you're not gonna help but not to want to come to this. And if you are not of Ahmen and you are in this, you're gonna eventually leave this, and you're gonna go back into the black race where you belong. Simple as that. A line has been drawn. A line has been drawn. This is not gonna be a society, a nation, a republic of individuals. This is a collective body, and we are separating ourselves. This is not a game. This is very real. I am as serious as cancer. Was it third stage, fifth stage cancer, whatever they say? That's how serious I am. Where there ain't no hope of coming back. Just like I said, there's no hope that we're looking back. We're not looking back. We're not trying to recruit. We're not doing that. See, because, a lot of you still got that black mentality where you think it's a joke. Yeah, I like what he's saying, but I like how his spin on things is, I think, is comical. Like this simple-minded Negro that came to my class, he like how he finds it comical how I put things. Yeah, a simple-minded nigga. Because you think I'm joking. Full of folly. A fool. And you know who you talking about who came to my class. And you said that to one of my people. And, nigga, I don't care if you don't like it. Don't ever come back because you thought I was playing. You thought I was doing the class to entertain people. You understand? But you the fool if you heard that message and you thought it was a joke or you thought it was some speech and whatnot. That shows the childlike mentality of you as a so-called black man, and you will remain with the childlike mentality of a black man. You will remain with that mentality. Just as the black race will. Yeah, stage 4 cancer. That's how serious I am. Well, ain't no coming back from that. No coming back. No looking back. Ahmen sounded the alarm and said that the elect have to gather together and separate themselves from everybody else, especially from the so-called black race. Especially from the so-called black race. Because the black race is full of foolishness and stupidity. Simple-mindedness. A bunch of people who cannot receive Amen's transmission. And if you're still walking amongst them and saying, oh, well, brother, I'm with you and whatnot, do I have to be in the community? Do I have to be in the covenant? Yes, you do. Because what else is the point of me doing this? I told you before, I'm not here for black people. I said this before, and maybe that's not going through a lot of people's head. And the fact that it's not going through your head shows that you're not of Ahmen. Because if you heard me and you could listen, if you have the ability to hear and listen, then you know exactly what I said. I'm not here for black people. Black people belong to the white race. They belong to the beast. They belong to the Illuminati. The so-called black race belongs to the Illuminati. They got the mark of the beast on them already. It's too late for them. It's already too late for the black race. And if you standing on the other side as we gathering and whatnot, then you're going to stay with them. Because I said before, like Dr. York used to say years ago, and I'm saying it, and it's going to be a reality, we're going to close our gates. When we get what we want, the people we want, when we get enough of the people we want, and that's going to come, we're going to close our gates, and we ain't going to want no more members. And we're going to go and live where we're going to live in not so disclosed places, but we're going to be fine. We're not going to worry about that. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it. And we'll watch the destruction. We'll watch. And we will be raising the Lord, Amen, as we are watching. And we will be raising ourselves in the name of Amen and becoming that Amen race continuously throughout our lives. That's what we're doing. That's our goal. We're not interested in nothing that's going on here. We're not. We're not. I'm not. My focus is Amen and Amen only. I don't get caught up in the optical and the obstacle illusions like I said yesterday. I don't get caught up in the illusions because all this is illusion. Everything in this three-dimensional realm is an illusion. There's always a bigger picture beyond it, and that's where we're going. We're looking beyond this. We're not getting caught up in this. We're not sitting up here putting energy into this. Black people, y'all already got your mark of the beast on you. There's nothing that can be done about that. You're going to be perpetually talking about racism, victimization, police brutality, protesting, marching, million-man marching. You're going to keep doing that. You're going to keep doing that. And the fact that you keep moving in that rotation that is controlled by the beast shows that you got the mark on the beast. Amen is the only power that's going to make us go straight forward, ahead, into this state of evolution. Amen is only going to make that happen. Not no Allah, not no Jesus, not no Jehovah, not no Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, whatever, El Elo, not no Anu. Amen. As a race. We need this race to start the evolution. The race has to start the evolution. The evolution will not be started by individuals. The evolution will not be started by individual. It will be started as a collective effort, as a collective motivation. That's how the evolution takes place. The evolution takes place amongst people, not amongst individuals. Our people have to be in a three-dimensional mind frame in order for us to go through this evolution. We have to be in a three-dimensional mind frame. Like in that movie, just giving as an example, in that movie X-Men. What did they have to do in the X-Men? What did the guy, Professor X, or what's the other guy, Magneto, what he had to do? He had to go and find all the mutants. Why did he have to go and find all the mutants? Why do you have to go and get that machine and whatnot and find out and see the light of all those who were mutants and whatnot and gather them all together? Why did they go and do that? Because they were looking to become the next power, and they needed all the power of the mutants, the so-called mutants, a.k.a. the special people with abilities. And that's what the Mentalians represent, because if you have an ear to hear and listen, then you have those abilities innate inside of you. Those abilities are innate inside of you. You're not one of the so-called burnt offerings. You're not of the burnt offering. You're not of the cold people, the black race. You're of the bright race. You're of the solar beings. You're of the projection, not of the rejection. You are of the projection, not the rejection. You are of the projection, not the rejection. You understand? Or should I say the reflection? You understand that? So knowing this, when the call goes out for the elect to gather, and even when they listen to this broadcast, we hear something on a whole totally different level than the rest of the so-called black people who are out in the world, who are not part of the Republic of Mentellect, who are not registered members. We hear something totally different than what you hear. We hear something totally different, and those who really didn't hear, they left up out of here. They left because they found that they really was of the black race, and they get tired of faking the funk, and they leave, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because all phonies are going to be exposed. If you're not of the bright race, you're going to be exposed, and you're going to slink up out of here. That shows Amen's power is working. Again, this is why we have to be together in a covenant, collectively. We can't do nothing for no individuals. A lot of these simple-minded Negroes still think I'm doing a damn radio show. They still think I'm up here talking to entertain and blow minds on. They still think that. Again, this is why we have to separate. This is why we have to get the weak from amongst us, the mentally weak, because we will not be able to make this evolutionary jump as a people into personification, into power with weak-minded people. With people, are we there yet? I don't know. Is this how this got to be? When we gonna get to the fourth dimension? When we gonna get to the sixth dimension? When we go? How many people we got? How many we trying to get? Nonsense. Things that you shouldn't be worried about. Worry about the covenant and the evolution of the covenant, or focus on it. Don't worry about it. Focus on that. Do your part. Do your part. Somebody asked me that foolishness the other day. You understand that? Asking me foolish questions. If you're focused on Ahmen and the covenant and playing your position in this covenant, in this community, then again, you're going to see the evolution taking place. You're going to see the growth. But usually when you can't see the growth in it, that's because there's no growth going on inside you. Because, see, growth, be it on the inside and the outside, is supposed to be synonymous with each other. If you are growing on the inside mentally, then you're going to see the growth of what's happening around you on the outside, meaning within the community. That is simultaneous. See, the people who left, who was impatient, I don't see it, because there was no growth going on inside them. So they couldn't see the growth that was taking place in here. They couldn't receive anything from the books that they get. They couldn't receive nothing from it. They couldn't receive the mindset of a community. They couldn't receive that. That wasn't in their mind. They still thinking with black minds. They still thinking with childish minds, individualistic minds. They want to argue and fight with me. That's how they thinking, with childish minds, with black minds. Now where they at now? Doing nothing. Doing nothing. Went back to being black like they were supposed to. And like I said, I would appreciate it if you just stay black. Stay black. Stay black and stay out. Stay black and stay out. Stay black and stay separate until you fade away. Because as I said this before, when there is no use for you, When there is no use for you as an individual, as a collective people, and I said this before, so-called black race is nothing but a race of individuals. When there is no use for you, and the only use for our people would have been as a collective, not as individuals. When there is no use for you as a group of individuals, then eventually you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed. Everything that you stand for, everything that you about, everything that you value in your individual existence will be destroyed. And this is reality. This is reality. This is the fate of those who carry the mark of the beast. Those three-dimensional and two-dimensional people who carry the mark of the beast. Like I said, more three-dimensional than anything, because three-dimensional translates for black people as those who are looking at others from the bottom up, looking at others as people. That's why they worship everybody else's cultures. They worship the races of other people. So black people on a lower level understand people. They just don't understand or see themselves as being a part of their own people. They don't see that. Again, this is why the separation has to take place. And those of you who are outside the Republic of Mentellect, you are black by default. You are black by default. Those of you who are not in the Republic of Mentellect, who are listening to this message, you are black by default. You just like listening to it. You like hearing me turn up. You like hearing how deep it sounds. And then you're going to go back into your black existence. That's why I told those of you people who are of the black race, you need to stop listening to me. I've been told y'all to stop listening. I don't care about the views. I really don't care about the YouTube views. I don't care if it's only 50 people listening to me or 60 or 100 people. If it comes up to 1,000, 9, whatever, I don't care. I don't care. I want the right people listening to me, not the useless ones, not the wrong and useless. You understand? The ones who are just going to sit around and be like, oh, yeah, man, that's good teaching, brother. That's good teaching. I'm not here to be a good teacher. I'm here to bring my people together as a community for our lives, for the sake of our lives, for the sake of our future. That's what I have to do. That's the job I'm charged with. This is what's always on my mind. Extending the collective, extending the republic, finding our elect. That's what's always on my mind. That's why I do what I do. Not because I'm trying to be popular. I'm not trying to be popular, but you can't help but, become that doing this work. You can't help but become popular doing this work. People are going to see you. People are going to hear you. And I've accepted that as my fate. I've accepted that. So if I've accepted that as my fate, and I've also accepted the fact that people are not going to like me, people are going to hate me, people are going to want to kill me, or whatever the case they're going to, whatever. Claim they're going to do this, do that. Like I said, and I don't even flinch. I've already accepted that. I already counted the cost on that. And I'm okay with that. That's my fate. That's my life. But what I will not have is people sitting up here faking the funk and false flagging and acting like you with us just because you do your little hair alignments, because you my friend on Facebook, or you my friend, or you like watch our YouTube videos, you listen to the broadcast. Don't you dare. Don't you dare act like you one of us. Don't you dare. Because the people that came here, they had to sacrifice a lot. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about the individual mindset that has been bred in black people. That's what they had to sacrifice. And that's a hard thing to sacrifice. That is hard to sacrifice. That is a hard thing to sacrifice, but it is necessary. And they do it in the name of Ahmen. Because they see, and they are projections of it. You understand? They see it, and they are projections of it. Those who don't see it, those who are here, and you trying to see where this is going, and you here for some other reason, and you here just to meet people, or you here because, I see other people joining, then you need to leave. You here for the wrong reason. You need to leave. Because you here for the wrong reason. This ain't for you. You are not going to make it if you're outside this covenant. I'm going to say it again. And no, it ain't no scare tactic. Ruben just wants somebody to join. That's why he's saying that. I don't want you to join. This is not reverse psychology. I don't play those games. I don't want you to join if you're not of the elect. I don't want you to join. If you're here in the Republic of Mentellect and you know you're not of the elect, I want you to leave. I want you to leave. I don't care how close you've been to me. I don't care if we don't have some, we done chopped it up and you close to me. If you don't feel you part of the elect, I want you to get up out of here. I don't want people with doubts in their mind. I don't want people with doubts. I don't want people who don't know, oh yeah, brother, I don't want people with doubts and fears and, oh, what he trying to do? Is this a cult? I wonder if he trying to just take our money. Is this a cult? Or is he crazy? Are we going to end up on some land somewhere and we're going to get ran down on by, we're going to get ran down on by the FBI and the CIA and all this other BS? If that's your mindset, then don't be here. If you think I'm Jim Jones and black skin or dark skin or bronze skin, whatever, you think I'm trying to just form a cult, then don't be here. If those fears from the so-called white man permeated your mind with them, those sick thoughts from the so-called white man and the sick thoughts from the so-called black man who really don't want you being part of nothing but their foolishness, their chaos and confusion, if that has permeated your mind and you think I'm running the scam, I'm running the game, or you have any doubts in me, then let me ease your doubts. Leave. I don't want your money. Leave. That's for members who are here faking the funk. Because either you're going to walk with us collectively in the name of Ahmen or don't walk with me at all. Either you're going to come into the Republic of Mentellect and step up in this place as the Mentellians, as one of these Mentellians, as one of the elect, or you're not with me at all. Raw and uncut. And I'm not going to use no profanity tonight. I'm not going to do that. This is going to be a G-rated show. This is going to be general rated. But it's going to be full of passion. It is going to be full of passion. You understand? It is going to be full of passion. Because this is real. I'm putting a real call out to the real men and real women of Ahmen. The future race, the future. I'm putting a real call out. I'm not putting no fake call out. I'm not sitting up here putting out no fake final calls and all this other nonsense. Yeah, it's the final call. We're calling all people. No. This is the constant call. This is the continuous call. This is the continual call we putting out. This is the continual call. And only a few are going to hear that call. Only a few are going to hear that call. Many are called, but few are chosen. Some of you still want to hold on to your black ways. Right? I say, keep on holding on to them. Keep gripped up on them and whatnot. But leave us. Leave. Because I want the power. I want the power more than I want relationships with weak people. I want the power. I want the power. I want the power more than I want friendship with weak people. I want the power. If you are my brother and sister in the name of Ahmen by this power, then you can walk with me. If you're not, get away from me. Get away from me. I am so serious because I saw it. I can only speak on what I saw coming on the horizon. I had this vision. And I've been having continual visions for the last, I can't even count, over 10 years. Like I said, the visions that guided me through this. At the times where I had, I let myself entertain quitting, but something just wouldn't let me quit. Something just kept me going, and that was Ahmen. Ahmen kept me going, because most men would have quit. Most men would have pulled a bro polite and been like, oh, I ain't doing this thing no more. I'm going to just go sell out and get some money and just, and worship money, and I'm going to go to Hollywood and I'm going to do it. Most people would have did that and stopped and pulled pull one of those. That's not what I'm made of. I'm not made. I'm made of stronger material, stronger matter, and that matter is Ahmen, not the human, the Ahmen. A human would have broke down a long time ago, especially a black one. The mission wouldn't have been complete, but the mission would have been continuous. The mission is continuous, because like Puffy said, we ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop. We not gonna stop. We not gonna stop till a casket drops, and even after that, we still going. Beyond that, we seeking new bodies to jump up in very soon in the future amongst our people, and we're going to start this thing, or we're going to continue it going, I should say. So Ahmen is forever. Ahmen is forever. And for those of you who can't understand forever, that means continuous, constant. There's no stop to this. There's no I want to break. There's no, when we going, nah. And there's no destination here. There's no destination. We keep going. There's no destination because destination means stop. Destination means stop. We don't want weak people with us. We don't want outsiders with us. It's all about the insiders. The only outside we looking for is the outside transmission of Ahmen that's coming into this covenant. That's the only outside things we looking for. We ain't looking for no outside people. We ain't looking for no outside cheerleaders. We're not looking for people who wanna get on Facebook and Instagram and talk about, hey, Ahmen, yeah, I'm of the bright race. You're not of the bright race. You're not of the chosen. You're not of the chosen. You're not of the bright race. You're just a black person who's full of illusions and delusional grandeur. You're just a black person who's full of illusion and delusional grandeur. That's all you are, a black person, one in darkness. Because if you truly had the pure brightness, the pure righteousness of this message, you would be here. You would be here. Because power is going to attract power. Power is going to attract power. Collectiveness is going to attract collectiveness. Right? That's purity of power. That's the purity of power. That's the supremacy of power. When you can do nothing but come together collectively. You can do nothing but that because there's nothing else for us. Nothing. Nothing else for us out here. Nothing. This is the only thing that's leading us into the future. See, because we don't got to put on costumes and act like the Egyptians. We ain't got to put on funny hats and act like the Moors. We ain't got to put on stars and crescents and act like Arabs and wear long beards. We ain't got to do costumes. See, because when you got to do costumes, we ain't got to put on long robes and act like Israelites. We ain't got to do that. We can just be us in this day and time. Going into the next, we just be us, who we are, who we really are. We're not putting on no characters, because when you see these people who in the world, even the so-called black world, they playing a character, man. They playing characters. They're not real. They're playing characters. Because in order to be real, you have to know where you're going, what your true purpose is. You have to know that. Black people don't know that, so therefore your life is not real. Your life is not real. You have to have a point for living, a purpose, in order for your life to truly be real. If you have no real purpose, if you go through your life not knowing your real purpose in life, then you're not real. Nothing about you is real. You're just taking on the characterization of others around you. You're taking on the characterization of others around you. This is why you got so many people who think the same. And when I say they think the same, I mean on that low level way of thinking. You got so many people, black, white, and everything in between, that thinks the same on a low level of thinking. Because again, there is nothing that extends them mentally. There is nothing that springboards them into a future way of thinking. Nothing. Why? Because mankind does not have the ability to springboard you into the future. Your so-called black homeboys and homegirls ain't talking about nothing that's going to extend you at all. Nothing. They will talk about things that will get you going in a circle, that will slow you down. That they will do all day. All day. They will limit you in your way of thinking. They'll tell you that we don't need to be in no group or no collective because that's a cult. Yet they follow in the American cult every day. They following an American cult every day, whether they're in the church, the mosque, whatever, smoking weed on the corner. That's all cults. All of those are cults. Cults that going nowhere, going in circles, rituals. We're not here for that. We're not here for that. Because again, when black people indulge in individuality, that is a cult within itself of confusion and chaos. That is a cult of confusion and chaos. And you really think that we're going to walk amongst these people? Ahmen gave us the order through mentellect to separate. Ahmen gave us the mental order to separate through mentellect. Ahmen gave us the transmission to separate by way of mentellect. Ahmen gave us the ultra-standing, the comprehension, and the clarity through mentellect to separate from all others. That's what we hear when we hear this message. We hear the future. And those of you who don't hear the future, You don't need to be here. It's not for you. You don't need to be here. Turn in your Z's and whatnot, and just bump out, take your flag down, have a nice day. You won't be missed. Because again, if you here, you here. Like I said, we here for life. We here for life. We here for dear life. That should be your mentality. You shouldn't be trying to let this go. This is our rope. This is our rope. It's like we hanging off a cliff, and this is our rope to the top of the hill. This is our rope. Mentellect is our rope to the top of the hill, and on to other plateaus that we need to climb to, up and on to other heights. Mentellect is our rope, and that's how you should look at it. And we're not letting go of the rope. Those of you who are the projections of Ahmen, you ain't trying to let go of the rope. But those of you who are not, you don't think nothing of it. You come in, oh, I don't want to do this no more. You leave out. Playing games. Because that's, again, what black people are full of, games. And we cannot walk side by side with you outsiders because y'all playing games. If I've been saying, if you are truly Amen's elect, if you are truly of Amen's covenant, then you're going to be in the Republic of Mentellect. You're going to send in your letter. You're going to become a registered member. If you're not, you're going to sit on the sidelines, listen. Yeah, I hear him. I'm feeling what he's saying. I kind of agree with certain things. Listen, if you only agree with certain things I say, then that means you don't agree with nothing I say. Stop listening to me. I didn't come here to give you a half message or to sit up here for your goddamn critique. I didn't come here for your critique. This ain't up for discussion. This ain't up for thumbs up and thumbs down and critiques on that foolishness. It's not for that. If you don't agree with all of what I'm saying, then that means you don't agree with nothing I'm saying, because this is a full-on message. You don't get to pick and choose what you like and what you don't like. You don't get that. Either you all the way in or you all the way out. That's how that works. It ain't no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You either all the way in or all the way out. And don't hold nobody's seat up if you're not really of this. If you want to be doing something else, if you want to be smoking, if you want to be drinking, you want to be getting spiritual, if you want to be doing yoga, if you want to be wearing dreads on your head, if you want to be, if you just want to be a nigga, just go be a nigga or a niggerette. Go do that. Go do that. You want to go pray to Allah. You want to pray to Anu. You want to be a Moor. You want all that foolishness. Go ahead and do that. You should go do that. You should go do that. Those are the things that black people get involved in. Go join those black organizations on their way out. Go ahead and join them black organizations that's on their way out. Go ahead. You should do that. You should definitely do that. Don't come here and waste our time. Don't come here and waste your time, because, again, you're not going to find black people here. You're not going to find any black people here. You're not going to find any people here that are of this thing here. We're focused solely on Ahmen. That's it. Ahmen represents the future, our future, that we are growing into. That's all we focus on. We're not focused on nothing else. We don't care about nothing else that's going on here. We don't care about whether Donald Trump the president. We don't care about police brutality. We don't care about politics. We don't care about America. We don't care about none of this stuff. We don't care about it. I mean, I might mention something or do a broadcast on it, but mainly I do it, like I said, just to show you, as an example of what, what's going on. So, we have to come together collectively and move forward. But other than that, we don't care about none of this stuff. We realize it's necessary. Everything that's happening is necessary. And that's it. That's all we realize. We don't realize anything else is not even worth putting any energy into. It's not. We're not here to put energy into foolishness and stupidity. We're not. You still got some of my people still sitting around here talking about, what's going on with the marches and what's going on with the people. I don't like y'all still thinking about that. You're still thinking about Negroes and they goddamn little marches and they got beat up in the nail salon. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. So what? The only remnant to all that is community, and we putting that together now. Now, again, that's not black people's mindset. That's not black people's mindset. So if you're not willing to apply the solution in your everyday life and become part of the collective, then again, you're not really serious about anything. You're not. you're not really serious about anything, especially not this. No outsiders can receive the word of power of Ahmen. Only insiders, only Mentalians. All that, yeah, brother, I agree with you. And then, no, you don't agree with me. You don't. You don't agree with me, because to agree with me is to walk with me. And to walk with me is to be in the Republic of Intellect. So when you are outside the Republic of Intellect talking about how much you agree with me, you really, by where you are, where you're standing, you're showing that you're really in opposition of what I'm saying, because all I've ever stated, all I've ever advocated was community, 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 community. And if you're not part of the community, then what does that mean? That means you're against what I'm saying. You're against it. You don't feel it's right for you. So if you don't feel it's right for you, you need to stop listening, because this is only for community-minded people. You know this message is only for community-minded people. I can't control you or tell you not to listen, but you shouldn't, because, if you're not, like I said, if your mindset is not to embrace the community and be a Mentalian and be the one of those who are after Ahmen, nor do you feel that you're part of the projection, then you don't need to be listening to me. You don't need to be listening to me. You really don't. You should stop listening. Immediately. You should stop listening immediately. You understand? Because I do not want you to be like, oh, this guy, don't worry about this guy. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I had plenty of people come listen and whatnot over the years. People that inboxed me, made themselves friends of mine and whatnot, all this other stuff, sent me friend requests, inboxed me, and they told me how much they love the teaching. Then next thing you know, they fade off the scene. They fade right off the scene. Never hear from them again. Those was black people. Those was black people. And them fading off of the scene is very much symbolic of what you're going to see happening to the black race, them fading away. Them fading away. That's very symbolic. That is very reality-based of who and what they are. The fadeaways. That's the reality. And again, most of our people, they have this mindset, this mentality that all things, are approachable if you claim that you accept it and follow it. All things are permissible, and they're not. They're not. We're showing just in our coming together and our willingness to come together, to gather together as a community, something that is not encouraged by black people. And again, this is how you know that this gathering is of Ahmen and that we are powered by Ahmen, because us coming together, that ain't Nuben Menkare's making that happen. Because you can say all you want to. One of the things I know is, people tell me I'm sort of charismatic and all this other stuff, but I'm not that good to get black people to come together. Because if this was being done by the power of black people, there'd be no Republic of Intellect. That's why I know that this covenant is driven by Ahmen. That's why I know that this covenant is driven by Ahmen, by the Most High. That's why I know that. I know that because, again, black people don't gather for stuff like this. They're not coming into no organization. Black people are too egotistically driven and individual-minded in their way of existence. They're too caught up on themselves. So they don't care about nobody else. They might have a few girlfriends or whatnot. The women or the guys might have a few of their guy friends. But other than that, they feel like, I'm good. I don't need to be part. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Right? But then these are the same people, when black people get shot down the street, beat up or stabbed up or whatever the case may be, then these first ones up there, oh, that's messed up, what happened and whatnot. I don't know, that's racist. They don't get that this would not have happened if you took hold of your communities and you created actually a community amongst your people, right? And stood them up in the name of something. This wouldn't happen. As it stands right now, the Republic of Intellect is the only group that's doing that. Tell you all these other traditional black groups, they done sold out, or they try to turn back the hands of time and think that they Egyptians, they Israelites, they Moors. They start wanting to don all that regalia, and they want to start getting all caught up in all that foolishness. And again, that's not helping our people. That's not helping our people. It's just a bunch of Negroes with funny hats on. That's all. A bunch of Negroes with funny hats, trying to act as though they're doing something when they're not. They blowing smoke. And we should not indulge ourselves in people that are blowing smoke, even those who come in here and blow smoke. We don't put our energy into smoke blowers, people who playing games. We don't put our energy into that. Our energy is only going to go into those who are in the name of Ahmen, by the power of Ahmen, after the order of Ahmen. That's the only place our energy is going as a collective body. Let's take a call. 214.
Point of interest.
214.
Oh, you say 214?
Yeah, that's your number.
Okay, so I can go ahead and I can speak.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you said.
Well, did you press 1? So that means you want to speak and ask a question, right?
Yeah. Right. I'm trying to. Okay, so I go ahead and say, I'm new to this. I never. This is my first time in your group. You know, one of your members of the group or your listeners of the group gave me the information to join to listen in on the group. But I wanted to ask a question. You say about you are a republic, Mentellect Republic.
Yep, Republican Mentellect.
And there's membership in this, right? And you say you as a collective, so that you come together as a collective. So therefore, what is this? A nation?
A what?
And is this a nation in its own?
I guess you could say that. You could say, well, it's a community. Yeah. It's a community, sir. It's a community.
Okay. Oh, it's a community, but is this community recognized?
Yeah, by us.
Okay, so it's not recognized by the world.
Yeah, we are the world.
So
what do you mean by the world? What do you mean?
As far as are you recognized by
the white
nationally?
By the white
the
man?
world, not only you can.
No, we are the world.
You can say the white man, the people, people, humans, and
we are
mankind.
We recognize by us and Ahmen. We recognize by Ahmen. Ahmen is over the world, sir. So we don't care about the people.
That's okay. That was one of my questions.
The people are going to know who we are. More and more people are going to know who we are in time, sir. So we're not interested in getting any recognition in the world. That's going to come in time. They already know by way of this broadcast, because you'll be surprised who listens to these broadcasts in different countries and things like that. So they know the Republican Mentellect. They know New Menkares. They know Ahmen. You Google us. We all over the place. So
what you say become a member, and you say become a number. I caught that. Like, so what am I becoming a part of? You say you got documents to be signed?
No, brother. Brother, how old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
You 31 years old?
Yeah.
Brother, you sound like you're in your 70s. You sound like an old man, honestly. You sound like a very old man. And, that's the only reason.
Thank you.
If I knew you was 31 years old, I probably have been like, brother, what's wrong with you? Like, you're supposed to sound like a young man. You don't sound like a young man, a man who is thinking and whatnot. And, you just go and read the website, brother. But this might be, like I said, you need to go listen, because again, you don't ask about or ask to join things, and or talk about even joining something like this. You don't even know what it is.
That's my whole point of asking the question, because you having a speech about what you represented, but now you telling me, for one, ain't no such thing as a stupid question. You see what I'm saying? So. I'm trying to get an understanding of what you are. You telling me to go look it up, but you holding you putting down every other thing, but you ain't even got your own government. You see what I'm saying?
All
so
right.
I'm asking you a question.
And this is a government.
You don't have no government, but you're telling somebody to become a number. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand what this is.
Well, you don't know. Well, already you already don't understand what it is. I just told you it's a community, and again, you asked.
Yeah, a community of who? Of people, right? Yeah.
It's a community.
Yeah. You're saying a republic, a collective,
yes,
right?
It is a community.
I said that off top.
Yeah, I know what you said. It's a community of people. I explained this already, and you asked who we was recognized by. And I said we're recognized by Ahmen, and we're recognized by us, which is of Ahmen. We don't need recognition from anybody else. And as far as this government, we are our own government. We're going to become our own government.
But so you have your own constitution. You say you're your own government, but your flag ain't recognized.
By who, brother? By who? By who?
The world. The same people you say, the collective,
we are the collective. We are the world.
Okay, y'all ain't the only one in the world,
brother.
You see?
We are the world.
You say I'm signing paperwork for what? Where is the paperwork that you're talking about signing? That's what I'm asking.
You're not signing anything. This is not for you. Goodbye, brother. Goodbye. Stop drinking. Stop drinking. You know what? You so-called black people come on here. You don't have too much liquor in you, man. We don't even worry about joining, brother. It ain't for you. We don't want you to join. You a black man. We don't take black people. Okay? Because, he said it's not such thing as a stupid question. Oh, yeah, it is. And all your questions from start to finish have been ignorant and stupid. Simple-minded. All right? Who are we recognized by? By us. But that ain't good enough. What he really meant to say is, do the white man recognize you? Because when you Negroes say stuff like that, you really don't mean the world, because you're not thinking about the Chinese or the Arabs. Not that they matter either. You really mean the white man. Does the white man recognize this? See, this is why we don't want coons joining us. This is why we tell our people again, this is what you walking amongst. You understand? This is what, this is what you walking amongst. And this is why you should want to separate from the black race, because it's people like this throughout the black race. You understand? This is what we're talking about. Exactly, a no coon zone. Like I said, community. And this is exactly why, like I said, we separate as a community. And again, this will show you, even as we're doing something like this, you'll find black people who will come up here and they will try to have something disparaging to say, because he really wasn't trying to join anything or find out about it. He really wanted to tear it down in some way, shape, or form. That's really what it was about. Who you recognize by, Negro, who are you to question anything? Who are you to question anything? You're not doing nothing. You're not doing anything but crawling in bottles probably, or sitting around watching football games being simple-minded somewhere. So you so-called black men and black females and black males who, like I said, who are doing nothing with your lives, you don't have the mental fortitude to question anything we're doing. And those of you who are outside the Republic of Intellect, who are walking with these idiots, you stay with them. Stay with them. Lay with them. Breed with them until you breed yourself out. And again, this is only for the upper mental beings. The upper mental. This don't take much explanation. This don't take much explanation if you're of the elect. This doesn't take much explanation, because if we got to do a whole lot of explaining, when the explanation is very simple, I don't know how more transparent I can get. The explanation is very simple to those who are of the elect, to those who are tell, but to the simple-minded, like what you just heard, right? To the simple-minded, you got to do a whole lot of explaining. And like I said, there's no remedial classes for Mentellect. There's no short classes or small classes or short bus assignments for Mentellect. You have to be of the mind. You have to be in your right state of mind. If that's not your mindset, if your mindset is not marked by Ahmen, then this is not for you. Don't even call here no more. Don't even listen to me, sir. We'll be right back. Call.
Pretty much.
615. 615. 615. You're on the air. 615. day. People pressing the one, they don't understand. They pressing one. You press one, you in the host queue. All right. As I was saying, people get this mixed up with these old millennium black groups. Like I said, this is why the gentleman kept asking about, oh, y'all don't have a government, y'all not recognized by nobody. And that's the problem. That's the old mindset of the black man. That's a black man. Because a black man don't feel like nothing he does or any other so-called black people do is worth anything until they're recognized by Caucasians or other races of people. That's the mind of a slave. That was a slave. You understand? That was a slave. And see, every day that the free ones of our people, the ones with the free minds, are not coming together to move past the slave mind, every day that those of you who know you're of Ahmen, you stay out of here and whatnot, and you're not becoming part of this free mind, this extended mind, you keep yourself and, collectively, your bloodline and your seed in that slave mindset and that slave mentality amongst your slave family members and things of that nature. You keep that going. You keep that going. This is about freedom, mental freedom. And with mental freedom that Ahmen has given us through Mentellect comes responsibility, comes the desire for power and supremacy collectively. And this is why we need all of our people together. This is why Ahmen requires that all of our people come together, because again, this, just by that alone, that act of coming together collectively shows that we're not of the black race, because black people ain't going to come together for nothing. Black people ain't going to come together for nothing, not even to save their own lives. Black people are not. So the fact that we are coming together, the fact that we are putting our egos aside, we're putting our individual mindset aside, shows that we're not of the black race. That shows that we're not of the black race. And what bigger statement can we make to Ahmen by showing Ahmen more than we can declare that we are of Ahmen? Because again, that's a statement within itself. That's how Ahmen puts out the test for us. Because Ahmen already knows the answer. The Ahmen being already know the answer, who's of the projection, who's of the bright race, and who's not. This is a test as we are gathering for us, so that we know. When I say we, I mean those who are really sincere and who are of this projection, who are coming here to be part of this collective, how we know who's who, because those who are here to stay, they're of the bright race. They're of the projection. We are in the book of life, in the continual book of life, the eternal book of life. We're in that. Because the ones, like I said, the ones who are of the projection, they already know that we like magnets. We got to come together. We have that magnetic attraction to one another as Mentellians. We're going to come together. Like I said, you can't be recruited into this. You can't be, this can't be explained to those who are of the simple mind. You have to be born of this. And when you hear it, you're going to come home to it. This represents people who are on a higher mental level. That's what this represents. And you can't explain this to them. You understand? You can't explain this to them. This can't be explained. And like I said, you have to do very little explaining if you are of this. Very little. Very little has to be explained. If you find yourself having to go into deep explanations with people, because all you really have to do, the more and more you're being extended, you only have to hear certain things one time. And you already know what time it is. You already know to get in line. You already know. You understand? You already know, because you are of the projection. Like I said, you're born into this. You're not recruited into this. You're not introduced into this. You're not convinced to join this. You understand? Like some idiot gonna say to me one time, "Well, sell me on Mentellect. What would make me want to join?" I said, "Goodbye." He's like, "Huh?" I said, "We ain't here to sell nothing to you. We're not here to sell nothing to you. I'm not here to convince you. You're not doing me no favor. You understand? You either born in this or you not. This got to be in your mind, body, and soul. This has to be in your blood. You have to have that projection in you. You have to know that you are of the personification, and you have to be willing to sacrifice anybody who is not. Anybody who's faking the funk, who came here with you or you met in here and you see that they're really not of Ahmen and they trying to pull you out of here, you got to be ready to sacrifice those people. Get rid of them people, man. Separate from them people, because if you choose those people over Ahmen, then you were never of Ahmen. And, you know, there's punishment for faking the funk. There's punishment for that. There's punishment for faking it, not really being real with it. You understand? You're already going to be destroyed amongst the humans and whatnot and consumed and consolidated, but you coming in here false flagging. What is the penalty if you falsify being a law enforcement officer or a police officer? What is the penalty for that? They lock you up, right? If you come and you put on a badge and you say, "Oh, I'm a police officer," you understand? I'm a police officer, but I'm not. But I didn't really take the test. I didn't go through the things. I didn't really go through the training. I didn't fill out the application. But I'm gonna play like I'm a police officer. What will they do to you? They will lock you up. They'll lock your ass up, right? They'll lock you up for impersonating an officer of the law. It's the same thing with this. If you are impersonating a Mentalian, if you are impersonating one of the bright race and you're really black, there's going to be a punishment for that. There's going to be a punishment for that. You understand? And the people who did that, they already being punished. I told you, they still got pages on Facebook. I go and see their pages all the time. They don't look too good. A lot of the people who doing that, they don't look too good. Because once you've been in here, you've been exposed to the truth of how people really are. Once you go back out amongst them, things ain't never the same no more. You know too much. You know too much about them. And you don't fit in. You'll never fit in. That's your punishment. And they will look at you as an outcast. Once you go in amongst the so-called black race, you understand? Once you go in amongst the so-called black race, you know, after you come out of this, you never fit into nothing again. They're always going to be looking at you funny, and you're going to look at them funny, and you're going to be caught between the two worlds. You can't come back here, and they ain't going to want you. You understand? That's your punishment. Because it would have been better if you stayed amongst the black race. It would have been better for you. You're going to be destroyed with them, but at least you didn't try and come in here and fake the funk and play like you was one of the elect. You didn't come in here and fake the funk. You didn't come in here and hail Ahmen this and hail Ahmen that. And it was playing around and scurried out of here like a little black roach, like a certain person did. You understand? You didn't do that. So again, these things come about. This punishment comes about. This punishment comes about. And those who perpetrated the fraud in a serious time like this, you will be punished. Punishment is on its way, and it's around the corner. And those of you who know you're of this, but you are hesitating on becoming officially a part of this, making that declaration, after a while, we're not even going to want you. That's going to come. Because people think I'm joking when I say it's going to come a time when we're not even going to want no more applications. We're not going to want you no more. You're going to have to be, the only way you're going to get into this, you're going to have to be part of somebody in your family, like a child or something when you came in this thing and whatnot, and you grew up, and then you could come in. But after a while, we're not even going to want people from the outside no more. That's going to come a time. That time is not yet, but it's going to get like that. Because we're not going to be able to trust them. You know? Because we already have a plan of life. Black people have this plan of death. And they don't even know it's because it's being planned out for them. And again, those of you who are walking with them, you will fade away with them. Let's take another call. 410. 410. All right. 410 going once. 410 going twice. 410. 410. All right. Nothing from 410. Another 410. 410.
Hello.
410. Yes.
Hello.
Hello?
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 Sir, can you stop
Hello?
saying hello? And goodbye. You playing games. So we got people playing games. And how many times you gonna say hello and I'm saying hello to you? Either your phone is messed up or you playing games. See? It's demon night tonight. When you put out something like this, like I said, you get all the black people. And again, this is exactly why the separation is needed. This is exactly why. This is exactly why the separation is needed. Because the black race, they have the minds of children. They play too much. We're not in the time of playing. This ain't the time of playing. You understand that? This is not the time of playing. The black race, they play too much. And you amongst people who got those folly demons on them. They think everything is funny. They think everything is a joke. Damn foolishness. And again, this is why Ahmen is not dealing with our people. This is exactly why. While you walking amongst fools, laying with fools, conspiring with fools, working with fools, keeping time and company with fools, Ahmen is sending this message to raise the elect. Ahmen is sending this message to raise the elect. We don't have time to play games. We don't have time to explain. We don't have time. I done explained enough in over 1,000 broadcasts. What else needs to be said? You understand that? What else needs to be said? The ones of our people who are of this extension, we are going to be extended. Simple as that. The ones who are of this extension will be extended. We're going to be extended. Simple as that. Ahmen is extending us because, again, proof in that is the fact that we came together. We took action. We didn't just talk about it. We was about this. We was about this. We are about this. The fact that we came together, that's stage one. That's the transaction. That's the transmission that brought about the transaction. This is not a game. We came together collectively. Try this again.
Hey, how are you?
410.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, man. My bad about all that earlier. But I had a question about how you said the world, like, most of the black race is going to be destroyed or whatever the case may be. So, what
the entire? Let me stop you for a second. The entire black race is going to be destroyed, right along with the white race. And when I say destroyed, I mean consumed and consolidated into one race. That's why, if you notice, when I talked about how they pushing the black woman with the white man, and they're pushing black men into becoming more like homosexuals or, going with white women. So, your mulattoes, they're not really black people, what you would call black people. So it's going to be basically a genetic milkshake here, a mixture of different races. And there's not going to be any blacks or whites. So you're not going to be able to tell what's here. So that's what I mean when I say the so-called black race is going to be destroyed. Like that, they're going to be bred out.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. So pretty much there won't be any race left.
Yeah, there's going to be a race left. There's going to be the Ahmen race, which is being raised here as the elect, and then there's going to be the human race, which is going to be the mixture of your mixed race of people, what we call the blank race, because they're not going to know what they are. It's going to be so many genetic strands or materials, and it's going to be black, white, Asian, East Indian in them. So they're going to look all kinds of different ways, but they're not going to they're not going to be classified as the black race. They're not going to be classified as the white race. Any of these races, it's going to be the human race, and that's going to be within itself chaos and confusion.
Right. So like the Ahmen race, will they be like you keep on referring to the Jews and whatever, so they're going to be like in their little own communities across the world or whatever the case may be?
You could say that, yeah, something like that, but a little more extended.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to get the picture a little bit more. So, but, all right, thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's what it's coming down to. Because our bloodline and our genetic is meant to continue. And like I said, for the people who say, oh, well, how you know y'all ain't going to go down, y'all going to be part of this thing? Because let me tell you something. We Our bloodline is the dominant bloodline. And I'm not just talking about black anymore, because, at one point in time, people would say the black bloodline is the dominant bloodline. It ain't about that no more. Because when you just go by the physical attribute of the bloodline, yeah, the black bloodline can be bred out. It can be. I gave you the example of your Sammy Davis Jr., and these people who had children with Caucasians, and next thing you know, their children, the offspring, the mulatto offspring, get with a Caucasian person. Next thing you know, the children, that bloodline is bred out. So, again, if you put enough recessive genetics together against the dominant, it will breed it out over time, right? So, again, we can't just rely on being physically dominant in our genetic. We have to be mentally dominant. We have to be mentally dominant. Okay? We have to be mentally dominant and knowing not to mix our seed. That's part of the mental domination. Knowing not to mix our seed with these humans. Knowing not to mix our seed even with these so-called black people. You understand? We have to mix amongst the bright race, because the black race, they got this idea that they're just like everybody else. They're just like the human race. You understand? This is why we have to separate, again, because we have to foster our bloodline. We have to foster the bright race. How are we going to do that if our people are separated? How are we going to do that if our people are walking amongst the black race and you still have ties to the black race? We have to pro-project, pro-produce, and reproduce our bloodline amongst the bright seed. We're not trying to produce no more black people. We ain't trying to do that. Ahmen ain't trying to do that. We're going to take on a whole nother extended and powerful look to us. A more dominated look. A more projected look. You understand that? That soul is going to be restored in our people again. In order for us to become that power, that personification. I'm just so, I want to say, focused on it, locked into it mentally, and the descriptions of it are getting more and more clearer. They're getting frightening, like almost frightful in the clarity. It's getting more and more stronger, but that's because of the focus. The picture's getting more and more clearer. My descriptions are getting much more clearer because I'm able to pick up the transmission. I'm able to pick up the transmission because I look forward. So it gets clearer. I'm able to pick it up stronger because of that. You understand? This is where we're at right now. And this is where we're heading. We have to continue because, like I said, those of you say, oh, how you know? Y'all, look, the dominant genetic has to continue. You see, like I said, at one point in time, y'all felt like black people was going to continue because y'all just got dark skin and you got woolly hair, and you're going to continue because you got dark skin and woolly hair. That ain't good enough no more. That ain't good enough. To have dominant genetics is not good enough. To have the dominant physical makeup is not good enough no more. You have to have the dominant mental genetic. You have to have the dominant mental genetic to continue. Because you got a whole bunch of simple-minded, strong black bucks out there and bucksons out here like Serena Williams, and look who she married. Look who she married. Look at her. She a big, strong black buxon woman, black female. Look who she mixed her seed with. A damn beast. So she wanna erase her bloodline. So obviously she ain't that dominant in her intelligence and her thinking, now is she? She ain't that dominant in her intelligence. She mixed with a beast. So that tells you right there what she about. She ain't concerned with preserving her dominant genetics or extending them. She's not concerned. So again, you can't look to the so-called black race for that. You can't look to them for that. Don't even bother. So we have to be the mental dominants. We have to be the mental dominants. You Negroes running around in the NFL and the NBA getting knocked down. Y'all strong. Y'all physically strong. Y'all are the dominating genetic. Look who damn control you. The so-called white man. Look who controls you. Controls you like a bunch of little boys. So again, all that physically strong, genetic, nonsense don't mean nothing without a mental power to go along with it. It don't mean a goddamn thing. It never did. And again, as usual, we have to be the ones who are the movement. We have to be the movement. We have to be the motivation. We have to be the continuation. We have to be the extension. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that. That's who we came here and what we came here to be and do. I'm going to be in California on September 9th. Yeah, September 9th. I'm going to be in California. I'll give more details about that, as time goes on. Again, it is imperative that we follow this collective body, because again, this collective body is leading directly outer dimensional, and it's the future by way of Ahmen. This collective body is moving outer dimensional into the future. The dimensions, the future world, our world of power and rulership will open up to us if we move together collectively as one mind, one body, and one soul of people. That is the only way that the fourth dimension, fifth, and the higher dimensions will open up to us as we are gathering the elect. And in these higher stages of dimensional time and space, we exist as a ruler, or should I say, we live as a ruling class of people. You cannot live as a ruling class of people, a next society, a next government. You cannot live as individuals this way. So, Ahmen has given us the task and the test of gathering together and putting our tribalistic mindset and mentality behind us, because as I said before, all black people are tribal. All black people here in this society have been taught to be tribal, meaning individual, because again, tribal is another way of saying individual. All black people have been taught to be tribal. Now we must be governmental. We must be governmental as we are becoming that three-dimensional people and moving into the four. We must become governmental. We must become governmental as a collective body. We cannot remain tribal if we are to move into the third dimension and higher. We cannot remain as individuals. We cannot have people outside of our community claiming us because this sounds good, they like what they hear, and all this. We're going to do what the black race has not been able to do. We're going to do what the so-called black race has not been able to do, and that is to gather collectively after the order of Ahmen, after the order of self and kind. See, because I know a lot of people say, well, brother, a lot of black organizations came together like the Nation of Islam and the Wapians, the Moors, Marcus Garvey, UNIA, the Black Panthers. But see, there was only one problem with that, with all of these organizations. I'm going to just be real with it. They were driven by somebody else's false doctrine. They were driven by false doctrine. Right? Now, that's not to insult the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's not to insult Dr. Malachi Z. York. Because, I said that Ahmen utilized these men with the knowledge that was given to them by mankind, right? Be it the people that was pushing Africanism, Islam, and things like that. That is not our knowledge. That is not our intel. That is not what we're supposed to be moving toward the Most High and becoming the Most High with. We're not supposed to be becoming or evolving into that higher race of principalities here on earth. We're not, we can't do that through Islam. Islam is a man-made religion. It is a watered-down man-made religion for the Arabs. So, in the fact that we were following Islam, right, following the religion of the so-called Arabs, their spiritually watered-down doctrine, that wasn't for us. So it's false doctrine. And again, this is not a to disrespect Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was a man of Ahmen, definitely. And Ahmen allowed him, through Fard, to use that doctrine because Mentellect was not supposed to be for them at that time. They had primitive forms of Mentellect through Islam that they were trying to apply to the people, but they have since outgrown it. Just like we have outgrown these things. Dr. York with the Egyptology and things like in the Egyptian school and whatnot, we've outgrown that. We've outgrown that. We've outgrown Egypt and Ankhs and pyramids and sitting around marveling at pyramids and stuff like that and spaceships. We've outgrown that. Those are things of the past. We need something that is continuously and constantly moving us into the future. That's what we need, and that's Mentellect. That's Mentellect. I'm not trying to outshine anybody's teaching or doctrine and trying to tear down people's stuff. No, I'm not. That's not what this is about. I'm pointing something out, that we can no longer live on things of the past. Egypt is a thing of the past. Islam is a thing of the past. Christianity is a thing of the past. The Bible is a thing of the past. The Quran, all these things, these books, these ancient old books are things of the past. We can't live backwards no more. We can't live backwards no more. Or as you Negroes say, we can't hustle backwards no more. We can't hustle backwards. We got to move forward. We got to move forward. And we can't move forward with old books. We can't move forward off of the steam of old doctrines that have nothing to do with us any damn way. We can't do that. And we damn sure can't move forward with people who are outside of a community that is about forward motion. Because the mere fact that you are, again, outside this community and you're looking to receive any transmission directly from Ahmen shows that you are a black person, because all the people who are of Ahmen are going to be in this community. They're coming here. If those people are not here yet, it's because they don't know about the Republic of Mentellect. But as soon as they hear it, they know this is where they belong. And the ones who are not of it, they know this is not where they belong. They're supposed to be phased out. So again, this is a testament and a testimony and a testamental perception of Ahmen to gather the elect and to exclude those who are the rejects or those who are the cheerleaders, the sideline people who don't want to be part of this community. They want to listen to the broadcast. They want to sit up here and praise the accolades, but they don't want to be part of it. They're not of it. They're of the dead. They're of the dead black race. They can sit around. You got a lot of people who was in the Republic of Mentellect who left, and they feel like, well, I'm going to just listen to the broadcast and whatnot, and that'll be good enough for me. Let me tell you something. You people, I know, because I know a lot of y'all still listen to ones who left the Republic, and you still listen. You might as well stop listening, too. Y'all black. You're black. You're not going to get anything from this. You'll sit up here. You're not included in the covenant. You left the covenant. And you really were never of it. You're black. So you wasted your time coming in here, and you're wasting your time listening, because it's not for you. You can listen all you want to. The people that's in here are going to get something totally different from the people outside of here. And it's all coming. It's all coming, and it's going to continue to come. And as it strengthens and as our covenant, our community strengthens and grows, as it is growing, you will dissipate. You will dissipate. Those of you on the outside looking in. Those of you who once had an interest in it, but you never joined and whatnot because you had all these excuses like, oh, I got to get my money together. I can't pay the dues. Oh, I got to wait till I get myself together. You know what? You ain't going to never get yourself together. Excuses don't get things done. Excuses don't get things done. Because once you come to this, it shouldn't be no more excuses. You're supposed to stop what you're doing instantaneously. That's the power of Ahmen. So if this teaching of Mentellect by way of Ahmen has not given you the mental fortitude and physical fortitude to stop whatever bad habits you're doing in its tracks, or to, ferret them out and be like, I'm going to just get rid of that over time or whatever the case may be, then that's a sign that you're not of Ahmen. You're not of Ahmen, because Amen's intelligence is only going to work on those who are of Ahmen. Amen's intelligence is only going to work in extending those who are of Ahmen. Those of you who are not of Ahmen, you only on the level, or extend to the level of the so-called white man. He's your God. He's your God. And you should listen to your God. You should follow your God, even unto death. You should follow your God. I'm going to be at the, on September 9th, I'm going to be at the Hyatt Regency, 6225 West Century Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. All right? That's where I'm going to be. On September 9th, we're going to have our conference there, the Supreme Mind Conference, the Republican Mental X Supreme Mind Conference. Sunday, September 9th, I'm going to be at the Hyatt Regency, 6225 West Century Boulevard. All right? So come on out. Come on out. My people out there on the West Coast have been promoting, and we should get a pretty good turnout like we did in Atlanta, you know. And then I'm going to be in the UK. I'm going to be in England later on that month. We're going to be adding more things. I'm going to be in Indianapolis on October 7th in Indianapolis. I think we got Chicago coming. We got a few places more. No, then we got South Carolina. We got a few places coming. So, you know, more things getting added. The tours is being planned for next year. A lot of big things coming up. And like I said, we out here to gather our people. Again, the Supreme Mind Tour, Sunday, September 9th, Hyatt Regency, 6225 West Century Boulevard. All right? Hyatt Regency. So come on out. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Admission is free. All right? So, all right. Let me see. We got 6 minutes. Let me go ahead and answer these questions. All right. Let me make sure. Can outsiders receive the word and power of Ahmen? No. No, they cannot. And that goes for all you people who are my friends on Facebook. You are just my friends on Facebook. You are not part of the Republican Mentellect. The Republican Mentellect is not a Facebook group. The Republican Mentellect is not a Facebook group. It is not a Facebook group. We only use Facebook as a way to stay in touch with members in the Republic in different states. That's it. So this is, you know, those of you who think, oh, you know, I'm part of the Mentellect groups on the thing. I'm part of the Republican. No, you're not a part of the Republican Mentellect. You have to be a registered member. You have to go to mentellect-republic.com. You have to send your letter in. Why you want to be a member? You have to send in a $25 money order, blank post office money order. Then you have to send in a picture of yourself. All the instructions are all on the site, right? Mentellect-republic.com. That's what you have to do. And then you have to receive an interview from one of our my assistant in Rosendira Mendez. She has to interview you before you are let in. All right, so no, you're not. The people on the outside, you're not of Ahmen. You're of the black race until said time is when you come into this republic. Why can't they receive the power in the word of Ahmen? Because that's only for the covenant. It's only for the elect that's spoken of in the book of Revelation. We are the elect that's spoken of in the book of Revelation that's being raised out of the black race, known as the children of Israel, right? Meaning the future, coming out of the dead black race, the ashes, the burnt offering. That's us. We are the people of the hereafter. We are the persons or the personification of the hereafter coming out of the black race, the diamonds out of the coal. That's us. Why can it only be harnessed by the elect? Because the elect are going to have the mental power to harness this future prophecy. We're going to have the mental power to harness this future prophecy only of the elect. Because again, it's not this reality is not going to be harnessed or lived out by simple-minded people. Okay, it's not going to be harnessed or realized by simple-minded people, as you heard tonight. If we have to depend on the so-called black race in the state they in, and they getting even worse, we done. That's it. We going. The end. And Ahmen is not letting us go out like that, not letting his projections go out like that. Is this reality? Yes, it is a reality. It is a reality. Why is the power coming now? Because if not now, then never. If not now, then never. If not now, then never. And that's it. It's now or never. Or next or never. It's next or never. Power or perish. And that's it. Join me tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a special broadcast tomorrow, which is Tuesday, because I'm going to be traveling on Wednesday, and there will be no broadcast on Wednesday. So I will be doing Wednesday's broadcast tomorrow, which is Tuesday. All right, join me tomorrow night at 10 back here for Mentellect Radio Channel, Mentellect Radio. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been Mentellect Radio. We're going to close out in the name of Ahmen, by the power of Ahmen, and Ahmen we trust, In Ahmen we think, and in Ahmen we continue forward forever. Hail Ahmen. Hail the Mentalians of the elect, 144,000. Good night.
Rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. The students public of mental black race to the bright race. If it's hell Ahmen, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you.